What's up, guys? Welcome to Wheel to Wheel. I'm Jack. This is Yen. Welcome to the very first episode. We're going to be talking about a ton of racing today. We're going to be recapping Atlanta with Cup. We're also going to be talking about Coda, some O'Reilly's Auto Parts series. We're going to be talking IndyCar, Bathurst, and we're also going to be talking some Formula One. So this is going to be a super fun episode. Yen, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. Apart from my legs after fucking 15 something straight games.
Oh my gosh. 15 straight
So,
games of ball, man. That's
yeah,
nuts.
that was one loss. One loss. We was
One
hooping.
loss. Wow,
We
that's
was
nuts.
hooping.
I tell you
But
something happened to me today is I wore this hat, the Carson Hocevar hat, wore the Chili hats to Chili's, and I had
hey,
the manager wait. So I was waiting to be seated. This is just by myself, by the way. Manager comes out the back, comes out, shakes my hand, and is like, "Big fan, huh?" And I'm like, "Yep." And I swear to God, I thought you was talking about Carson Hocevar. And he's like, big fan? And I'm like, yeah, big fan. And then it's like they hooked me up. They gave me like a free beer. Like it was so funny. But I thought I could have sworn for a second you were talking Carson Hosemore.
what was
Uh
he talking about? Oh, he thought you
it's
were
the-
just a fan of chili.
yeah, you got it. The waitress comes over and is like, "Oh, so you're the new hire, huh?" And I'm like, "What?" Because it's like
Ah, I just
I'm thinking I'm wearing a Carson Hocevar hat. I'm not wearing a Chili's hat, but that was fun. But yeah, we got a lot to get into today. I mean, man, first things first, want to talk a little bit Cup, Atlanta. Speaking of Carson Hocevar, just making a run for it. Final couple laps, going for a gap that's just not there. Kind of reckless in a way, but I think that's what people want. I think people want to see that sort of stuff, go for gaps that don't exist. Um, but man, Tyler Reddick goes back to back. Daytona wins at Atlanta, two super speedways. Super
now
impressive
he's
run
on
out of him.
pole at Coda
And he takes pole at Coda, right, which is happening tomorrow. We're filming this on Saturday night.
Saturday.
So this guy is just on an absolute tear right now. I don't think that we can just chalk up what he has been doing at these super speedways to just blind luck because apparently it's working on road courses also.
I have to agree with you because you, yeah, you don't get this type of start off of luck. And the way he was driving at the drafting circuits was unreal. You can say, okay, but he was right place, right time. But you got to be good enough to be right place, right time.
Yeah,
For example,
100%.
for example, McDowell at Daytona. He thought, okay, if everyone's gonna go in, I might as well stay out, knowing how how this race ends up every single time. Someone's gonna crash. Guess what? They crash. Oh, he didn't get the win. He did have a great performance, but Reddick's just been unreal.
Yeah.
He's truly been unreal.
Yeah. You want to talk another person being in the right place at the right time. We could talk a little bit about Kyle Busch at the end of Daytona also, where he actually backs off the pack because he's anticipating a huge wreck. I mean, he was running 30th or so at the time, backs off the pack, lets everyone wreck, and this guy crosses the line, gets some good points. And even though he started on pole, just wasn't a great day for him. But I mean, at Atlanta, uh, you had stuff get canceled. You had qualifying get canceled. A lot of inclement weather. In fact, the trucks race got shortened, which was probably the stupidest part of the entire weekend. But yeah, great trucks race, great O'Reilly's Auto Parts race. I call it ORAP, ORAP,
Yeah, we love
ORAP,
we
ORAP.
love
Yep,
acronyms.
yep, ORAP. For the ORAP series, that was that was a great race also. Um, I mean, just Chastain just absolutely junking Hill, Austin Hill at the very end there. Lead into I think it was it Sammy Smith or who won? But it was their first
Oh,
ever win ever.
it
Um,
was. Creed, Sheldon Creed.
Oh, Creed, my bad. I was rooting for Sammy Smith. Smith had a good run, but Sheldon Creed, first time ORAP winner, big win for him. All thanks to Ross Chastain wrecking him on that final lap. Uh, that was pretty nuts. And obviously, Cup Reddick uh, ran up there. I mean, well, he's missing the whole right quarter panel essentially. I mean, that
Yes.
was gone. I mean
I
that
thought he was losing. I thought he was losing a bunch of time off of drag, but he wasn't. It didn't seem like anything was wrong drag wise.
Yeah, no, it just a transcendental performance from Tyler Reddick, and yeah, there's a, I think he just controlled that race whenever he got back up in front. Um, Obviously, would have liked to see Bubba Wallace maybe uh, not get wrecked near the end.
It
Uh,
wasn't even a wreck. He went when he
well, not
initially went
well,
up. He
you're
went
right,
up too high,
not
and
the
that
run,
gave
the
damn,
host of
who
our to
was
run,
it?
right?
Yeah, it gave Hosafar the drive down to go through the middle, and
Hmm.
then once that happened, Reddick
Yeah,
Reddick got bumped. Reddick got bumped down the inside, and then he just left.
right. No, what I was thinking about was Bell getting slammed. Bell has had a rough start this year. He's currently all the way down in points. But let's talk about Circuit of the Americas a little bit. Definitely not a normal circuit that some of these drivers are used to seeing. You want to talk about the likes of Connor Zilic, Shane Van Gisbergen, possibly seen these circuits before. They didn't qualify too well either. I know Shane Van Gisbergen just won the ORAP race earlier today, actually. Pretty commanding performance. Zilch should have finished top 10, but Corey Day actually wrecked him in the closing laps.
Yeah, I
But
saw that incident.
yeah, not great. He got cussed out on the radio. They called Corey Day a hack. So great stuff going on in the Chevrolet garage. Um, but yeah, not great, not a great performance by either of those guys qualifying. A couple of guys up there. Michael McDowell. I mean, we mentioned him earlier. Right place, right time. This guy seems to do really good at workhorses. Um, Also, Christopher Bell is up there. I don't think anybody's shocked. Ryan Blaney, also no surprise. Uh, and we know Reddick. Reddick can do some great stuff on these road courses. I think he has the best finishing position out of any Cup driver at this racetrack. It's
This is his
unbelievable
track.
stuff. This is his track, which is nuts because uh, this could be the first time where the first three races are all run by the same driver. I mean, apparently it's a curse or whatever. If you win the
So
Daytona and then you win the next race, usually that means that the next race doesn't turn out very well for you. But Reddick, very favorable signs, very favorable.
those three straight, and it's very clear that he is could be the early title favorite. Though it obviously is way too early to tell when we have what 30 plus more races to go.
Hmm. Huge
One
point
thing I
gaps.
want,
Yeah,
yes,
huge point gap to his teammate.
one thing I want to point out in qualifying is AJ Allmendinger, seventh.
Oh man, AJ Dediner,
Zane
AJ.
Smith has had a great start to the season. He's going to be starting 11th, but really the shock thing obviously is Shane at 13th. Especially after winning the ORAP series, I don't think a lot of people were expecting him to be that far down. Though this is his weak link. Though let's be real, he's gonna crawl. He's gonna get back up
Right.
in terms of uh positions.
Yeah. I think as far as racecraft goes, I don't think there's anyone uh, better out there in the series. Just obviously you could argue Zilch is up there too, uh, but I mean Shane has just seen so much more race and he's seen so much more uh, on this style of track and similar cars. There's no doubt he's going to crawl his way up there. Um, and I'll go ahead and I'll pick my top five to finish this race. I think this is slightly different from what we kind of talked about yesterday. I think you have to now consider a possibility for Reddick top five finish. I think Shane crawls up there,
Cool.
Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, and then I think McDowell. I think a lot of those guys in those top spots are going to convert, but I do think Shane's going to make a crawl all the way up from starting mid pack all the way to the top one of the top spots.
Agree with you. I do want to point out another thing is that Kyle Busch is down in 30th. Though I don't know if that's surprising to you or
Yeah.
in general.
So
Is it?
yeah, it's a little surprising. Other than SVG, he's been the guy that's led the most laps on road courses ever since Shane joined. So I do think it's a little bit of a shock to see him down there. He had a great performance here last year. I think he finished top five. He was in the well, he was in running in the top five. He held a lead for a large chunk of the race. Just again, couldn't convert it. The Bush curse just keeps striking again and again and again. Just can't seem to find a win. Just no matter how hard he tries.
And when I look at the results, I see within the top 10, there's one Ford, and the rest are Chevys and Toyotas. Which I want to say another thing is Toyota's start.
Yeah.
You can't ask for a better start than back-to-back wins, and then you get a pole the third race.
Hmm.
And 23-11 as well. You got to point that out. What a start for them. Two back-to-back wins. That well, no, they're a
Man, I
Toyota
mean,
team, so I
I,
guess that's
yeah.
obvious.
I mean, Jordan's got to be feeling great. But
Happy.
very happy. I mean, that Reddick is doing great things. Bubba with the most stage points. Obviously, he's going pretty nuts there. Uh, I mean, it's a little weird though because you look all the way down at the bottom end of the rankings, you find names like Denny Hamlin, right?
Hell,
And this is part of the law of the raw of luck and just circumstance that happens at these high speed places. I don't think Denny's starting very high this race for
no, I
Coda
believe
either.
he is starting 19th. He's starting
19th. Okay,
19th.
he's starting
He is ahead
mid
of
pack.
he
Yep,
is ahead of Bubba though,
yep. Ahead of Bubba. I mean, he's
who
I mean, Denny's way out
24th.
of the pack. Christopher Bell, also maybe some would say struggling a little bit. He's finding himself in a top spot. I also think some of the Hendrick cars. Um, I think Elliott's had a very good start to the season. I think he's third in points right about now. Third or fourth in points. But man, it's I feel like he's come super close twice, but his teammates maybe not so fortunate. Larson, Rick and Alvalana, uh, Byron just maybe was in some good spots at
Any
some
luck?
points at Daytona.
He's
Bowman
had no
wrecking out.
luck.
Yeah. So just a lot of top drivers just not having the best start to the year. And again, that's sometimes that's what NASCAR might want, but Tyler Reddick, huge points leads to start the year. And yeah, we'll see how that pans out for them.
Say obviously, I think I'm gonna go for my top five, no order, but Reddick. As long as he stays clean, I don't think there's any way he's going below five in the race unless he has like an obviously bad pit
Mhm.
stop. But he's on a roll right now. I have to give one. I have to think Shane is going to make his way up, get through the pack, especially under braking. You know what? I'm going to be fun. AJ Allmendinger, top five. That
Yeah.
would be fun. That would be really fun. And Ross Chastain, I'm gonna have to. He's gonna be fighting for this win early too.
Yep.
And I'm also gonna go Chase Elliott.
Sure. I like that pick.
But really, anyone in the top 10, and Shane and obviously Larson, who can crawl his way back into the pack. But
Mm.
it's gonna be close. I don't think you can necessarily narrow it down to five guys. But if I had to, I'd say those five, and then you can add Larson, Blaney.
Mhm. Yeah, there's a. I mean, there is more talent here today that have experience and are really good at running on road courses than there ever has been in NASCAR history. I mean, it used to be that on road courses, it was like, I mean, what Jeff Gordon won like what six straight or something nuts like that. Yeah, like, but that was back when we ran Watkins Glen and Sonoma, uh, and that's not the case anymore. You go to places like the
You're
Chicago
not doing
Street.
Watkins Glen
What's up?
this year?
No,
I
we
thought
are.
you were
We
doing
are.
Watkins.
No,
Okay, okay, okay.
I'm saying that like it used to be just those two, right?
Damn,
As part of the schedule, yeah. Like we didn't go to places like Chicago. We didn't go to places like Coda because, well, Coda didn't
Coda wasn't
really
around.
exist yet. Uh, so, uh, so yeah, like obviously this year we're going to go to the naval base down in San Diego. Like there's a lot more opportunities now. The Roval, can't forget the Roval. There's more opportunities
Are they
now
doing the
to
Roval?
showcase. I, are we going to Roval?
I know they're going to Charlotte, though. I heard that they're not doing the Roval and they're just going to go Oval.
No. Okay.
They're going to
For the
cut the
Roval,
chicane at least. All I
yeah.
know is that they're cutting the chicane. They're not doing the chicane this year.
Okay.
I
Okay.
believe so.
Yeah.
Though,
I
obviously,
think the
please fact
chicane.
check me.
I think the chicane's pretty bad. By the way, I mean at least on the Daytona course, it actually kind of goes with the flow a little bit. But with these cars, like with how big and bulky they are, I don't know if you can. I don't think it's very safe to do that, especially if you're going to put up a tire barrier right in the middle. But yeah, like I think there's more talent now with these drivers as there's ever been. Uh, as far as people went going to road courses, obviously that's been dominated by one guy. His name is Shane Van Gisbergen. He's a Kiwi from New Zealand, but obviously it's anyone's game. We've seen Larson win. I think Zilich has chances to win, especially now he has a full-time cup seat. I mean, Reddick could obviously finish very well. McDowell, AJ Allmendinger, Ross Chastain, even who won here last year. I mean, it's anyone's game. Anyone can perform well at these places.
It's going to be an exciting race tomorrow. That's all I
Yeah,
got to say.
fun race, super fun race. Really looking forward to it. All right, next we're going to talk a little bit about IndyCar. Got a little bit of performance coming up. We got a little bit of a race
All
coming
right.
up here for IndyCar. St. Pete trucks just raced at St. Pete's also today. Uh, Ty Majeski had a great run, but he was eventually ran by Lane Riggs. Big victory, French row. Uh, yeah, I mean this is I mean this has been the historic start for IndyCar since I think 2009. Lots of very talented drivers in this grid. Um, Yen, what's your thoughts going on here?
I think it's going to be a very good race especially when you look at the names. One thing I do want to say before we get in, well, we're getting into this, but Dennis Hauger, the rookie, Hauger, or is it Hauger or Hauger?
I think it's Hauger. I'll say
Okay.
Hauger. Yeah.
The rookie, P3 in qualifying on debut. He outqualified Alex Palou, Pato Award, Roman Grosjean in P6 on his return, but P3 on debut in qualifying. Hopefully that hopefully he can keep that position in the race, but it's gonna be difficult to keep Palou from making a move on him and actually
Yeah.
getting by. But Scotty Mack, pole position, that's the way you want to start it, especially after last season.
Yep. A
It
little
wasn't the
disappointing.
greatest year for Penske at all.
Yeah. Not a great
They
year.
had one win, I believe.
Yep. And it happened to be the no, wait, no.
Last,
No, last year I was thinking Palou won Indy. I was thinking the year prior when um when New Garden went back to back. But yeah, I mean they didn't have a whole lot of success last year. I mean, that was a rough time for Team Penske. Obviously, the perennial powerhouse, at least from at least one of the perennial powerhouses from the Chevy side. But obviously, Chip Ganassi with Alex Palou doing the helm
They've,
for
they've
Honda.
been the dominant
They've
force.
been the dominant force, I would say, for the past couple of years.
You're
But
straight.
yeah, yeah, three straight. Scotty Mack starting on pole. Marcus Ericsson, F1 reject, starting for Andretti for the and
I wouldn't
Honda
say.
P2, F1 reject.
I wouldn't say reject.
I think
I
Ericsson hit
think
us,
his
dude.
time ran his course.
I think Ericsson hit us. I think Ericsson hit us. But he starts P2, Holger P3, Polo P4, Dave Malakis for Team Penske. Pretty good
New
performance. Starts
addition.
P. Yep, new addition. Starts P6. I think that's great. P5. Grosjean starting P6. Couple of names, just a little disappointed.
Of
Just a little disappointed in qualifying. I know Rossi, been a couple years away since he was on McLaren, but man, 25th, starting in the back of the grid. It's not a great spot to be, especially for a talented driver as him. Joseph Newgarden also finding himself starting 23rd at St. Pete opening race. It's not a good spot to be for the
this has
two-time
been a
Indy
strong
500
race for
champ.
him, though, right? Typically,
Not not
historically, this
partic
is
not particularly, no.
no.
I mean, I would say that this would be a strong race. I think New Garden definitely shines on the ovals a lot more.
Yes,
Uh,
definitely. Though
Definitely
I
shines on
thought
the ovals
this was
more.
one of the ones.
Yep,
Long Beach, I think, is one of his stronger road courses.
definitely, definitely. But obviously, if you're in a Team Penske car, this is not where you want to be to start the year, especially when your teammates start in at pole position. Uh,
Pole
so
position and P5.
and P5, yeah. So first couple of rows, New Garden starting all the way in the back. Another pretty disappointing name I would say is probably Nolan Siegel. He's in top equipment in that McLaren, starting 22nd. Uh, Obviously, there's no doubt that this guy's talented, but I mean, you got to start asking a couple questions if he doesn't pan out the way that you expect him to.
He really hasn't. There are a few times where it flashes, but consistently he's just not there, and it's only going to get worse if he doesn't improve and he doesn't show why he was chosen. Well, we kind of all know the reason he was chosen.
Yeah, money.
He could pay more, but especially if Pocher has a great season at Peugeot, which I expect him to in the WEC, questions are going to be asked: why in the world, outside of him being a pay driver, why take out a guy as talented as Theo and put him in the car? So if he wants to stay in IndyCar, he needs to have a strong season, and this is not the way you want to start it.
Yeah,
The one thing I want to say is that Will Power in 13th, he was the 13th driver. He almost made it in the top 12, but he was the first one cut.
yeah,
Christian Rasmussen right behind him, Kyle Kirkwood, Scott Dixon, a lot of names you'd expect to be in the top 12 or be in the Fast Six, just not getting in this year.
hmm
Today, an impressive performance is Louis Foster in ninth. I'd say that's pretty impressive for him.
I'll say that.
Well, not
Yeah,
for him. That's not trying. I'm not trying to be slight. I'm just saying that that's quite an impressive qualifying to start off the season,
yeah, definitely,
and he
definitely very good.
he has good race pace.
Yeah, there's no doubt that this guy can drive. I mean, obviously the Brit. I think on race day, I think when you get a great setup going, uh, I mean, there's nothing that can stop this guy. Again, I wouldn't say they're on the strong. He has the strongest team, the strongest backing, but man, there's no doubt this guy's talented. Uh, I You can maybe expect him to be maybe a guy that you're talking about best of the rest, possibly. I mean, I think that's definitely a possibility. But I'll go on a limb real quick and I'll say, just looking up and down this IndyCar, uh, these entries. I mean, this is a unbelievable field. I mean, you have so much talent here. Is it too much to say this is the most talented IndyCar roster maybe ever? Like, I think you have to start asking questions there.
You can definitely start asking questions. I can't speak on that because, I'm not old enough to know how it was before I was born or right after I was born. But when you go look at the names, you see Alex Palou, four-time champ, 500 winner. Marcus Ericsson, former F1 driver, Indy 500 winner. Scott Dixon, six-time champ, possibly the GOAT of
Hmm.
IndyCar.
Yeah,
You have Roman Grosjean, former F1 driver. He's been super impressive here in IndyCar winning in the few years that he has been driving in IndyCar. I gotta give Dennis Hauger when you're a rookie in a series like this and you show up top three on debut in qualifying, that says something in
yeah,
terms of your talent. More young talent. Mick Schumacher, even though he didn't have a great qualifying this weekend, he's fast. If you go watch
yeah,
him at Alpine during WEC, there were times on the track where he felt like he was the fast driver on the track. Obviously, you have Newgarden, you have Will Power, you have Alexander Rossi, as you said, you star-studded, and Pato O'Ward
yeah.
might be the second best driver in this field. Scotty Mack has been great. So it is a super talented field, and it's only going to get more talented in sense of talent, given that Prima's issues this offseason have been pretty bad. You got to remember, if they do show up if they do come back, you'll add even more talent. Robert Schwartzman and Callum Ilott. So I wouldn't say that I can't tell you that this isn't one of the most talented fields, but it certainly feels like you start asking, are we getting to the point where some of the old fields overall are just not doesn't hold a candle to this?
Yeah. I think that's why I'm asking. I'm like, man, this feels stacked. This feels this feels fantastic. I will be going to the Indy 500 this year, so a couple months to wait about that. But man, it's gonna be a fun time. This would be the third
Even
year in
more
a
talent.
row. I think it would be my eighth time overall. I love that experience. I definitely want to go to another IndyCar race this year that's not Indianapolis, maybe Mid Ohio if possible. But yeah, this IndyCar I think is probably it's I feel like it's underrepresented at the moment. Obviously, the Indy 500 gets a large bit of fanfare, but race to race, it feels like sometimes at times they struggle to get people out,
Promote.
to, to get people watching, even though they're on the main Fox network. I mean, I think maybe you can talk about maybe turning this around a little bit with this amount of star power that they have at helm.
I do think there are marketing and promoting issues that they do have, though. All my opinions on that probably aren't something we should do the first episode, but I do have some pretty strong opinions about the lack of promotion and the lack of actual good marketing IndyCar
Mhm.
should have. I strongly agree that it is an underrepresented series.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like here in the United States, like I think it's clear we enjoy open wheel racing. Obviously, Drive to Survive made F1 just exploded
Blow up.
overnight. And here's the thing, IndyCar just feels like they didn't do a whole lot to capitalize on that. But maybe that's a story for a different time. Get a little bit more in depth in that later. But yeah, I think IndyCar, great fun race. Got St. Pete tomorrow. Quick thing that I wanted to mention. Um, I felt for the longest time that IndyCar and NASCAR kind of viewed themselves as competitors to each other, which they kind of are in a way. But I feel like one way that you can grow the sport here in America is by working together. And I feel like they also came to that conclusion. The trucks raced at St. Pete today, and then not F1, but IndyCar is racing there tomorrow. And then later on, I think in
Next
March,
week.
next
No, next
week at
week.
Phoenix, we get back-to-back races. It's like, why couldn't we have done? I think this is just a fantastic idea. Um, just work together. I mean, this is racing in motorsport in America. Start talking about maybe drivers going back and forth between disciplines, like Montoya did for quite some time. I mean, man, like we have more talented drivers driving in these series than maybe ever. Like there's a plethora of championship talent across all these disciplines. Let's get them involved. Let's get them together. Let's make some content. Let's go have some fun. Let's go do swap some cars, like get a little feel. I think this is only a net positive for the sport going here into the future.
I do think working together, I agree with you, working together probably is the best way to go forward in terms of IndyCar and NASCAR.
Yeah, 100%.
Now, who do you
So,
have winning?
who do I have winning?
Who do you have winning?
Oh, man. It's hard not to bet against Alex Palou. Won here
Yeah.
last year. I mean, man. But I will say, you have a guy like Scotty Mack starting on pole. Like, is it? I don't think it's that much of a stretch to say Scotty Mack gets a good jump off the line and he just runs away with the race. I don't think that's
Oh,
I don't think that's
especially
that
if
far
Pelot can't
stretched.
get by Dennis and Mark Erickson.
Yeah, yeah,
I, as much as I do hope Dennis can have a great race, I'm gonna be honest. Pelot's more than likely gonna make short work of him.
mhm, yeah.
Now, that's not to say that's just straight up that's what's gonna happen, but Alex Pelot versus a rookie.
Yeah.
Now, getting by
Obviously,
Erickson is going to be the bigger challenge.
obviously, I think another thing you have to consider is the type of circuit this is. You have a lot of straights. I mean, push to pass, utilizing the spit stream, being strategic. I mean, that's gonna play a big part in who's making moves this race, who's moving up, who's moving down. I do think that being maybe more experienced in this regard and being a champion uh, would help person like Polo get past a guy like Hauger. But again, Scott Dix, not Dixon, but it's partially Dixon,
Scotty
but
Mack.
Scott Mack, Scotty Mack, Scott McLaughlin, full time driver, definitely has more than enough tricks in the bag. Don't count him out. Like I think he's a good defender. He can attack when needed, and obviously he can just run away with the race. I don't think that's. I think that's what's probably going to happen. I hope it happens. That way we don't have another Alex Plur reign of terror like we did
Are
last
you
year.
sure? I think he's pretty angry that he didn't get the record. He
That's
tied
fair.
it, but I think he wants to break it. I think he wants 10,
Yeah,
10 in the
I think he
season.
does. I think he does.
The main
But
the main thing is that he messed up at was it Ohio, Mid Ohio, or
yep,
was it at Alabama? It was at Mid Ohio. Yeah, that
yeah,
was the one that he's really mad about.
very mad.
I know that for a fact. So him, Pato Award, starting eighth. He will be making moves up the field. He's going to be one to watch. Pure speed. He's one of the. I'm going to be bold and say it. He's one of the three fastest guys. Pure speed. He's been right there with Pelot. He's been the second best driver. I feel like clearly it's been him and
Hmm.
Pelot. I'm going to take Pelot. I just don't think anybody can stop him.
Yeah, fun race. It's going to be
It will be.
exciting. IndyCar's back. We're back in the full swing of racing. Isn't that a great feeling?
Yup. And speaking of getting back in full swing, Ethers.
Man, wow, what a race! That I mean, so as a now you might not be as big as an IndyCar and NASCAR guy as me, but I am new to the endurance and GT racing that you are definitely a much bigger fan of.
Yes.
And when you told me to turn on the TV, to go to YouTube and to watch the Bathurst race, I did not expect a uh, kangaroo to walk out in front of a car and explode, essentially.
Yeah, Ford versus Kangaroo. Kangaroo technically, can we say he won or was it a draw? Cause
It was a, I
both
would,
got knocked out.
I would say it was a Pyrrhic victory. You know what that means? Like you won, but you took more losses, right?
More
It's a,
losses. I no, I think he just straight up is a lose lose. I don't think anyone won. It's like,
oh
well,
my
the
gosh.
only Ford is out, and the Kangaroo is kind of just in Christopher Mee's helmet, which was. I originally thought it was like an oil leak. It was like a crazy freak oil leak, but no, it wasn't. That red stuff was not oil. It was
Oh my
kangaroo
gosh.
blood, and he was like, in an interview later in the race, he was like, "So I think my son. Okay, so my son wanted me to get him a kangaroo plushie. I'm not doing that. He can get a koala. He can get anything else. I'm not doing a kangaroo.
Oh my gosh, man. I that was disgusting. I don't even know
It
how to
was
say
bad.
it. That
It was
was like,
bad.
but like, honestly, I'm kind of hooked on it now. Like, you're telling me that some animal could just walk out from the
Yep,
middle of
that's
nowhere
Bathurst.
and just walk in front of a car and like within the first couple of hours too, by the way.
No, that was
Yeah,
within the
yeah,
first 15 minutes of the
yeah, in the
race.
first 15 minutes. Yeah. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. I just I don't know what to tell you. I
You're
mean,
probably
that's
thinking, okay, that had to have been the craziest thing to happen. Nope. No.
no.
Top three, probably, but was it the craziest thing? No. Let's see. We had one of the number one thing, obviously, is the Ralph Aaron incident. That's number one.
Mhm.
Let's see, the Audi hit clipping the wall and then
Oh
lighting
man.
on fire on impact.
Yep.
We had the Corvette just lose its rear left. The KTM in that caution lost it going into the last corner. And that wasn't even their fault. There was a mechanical issue.
Hmm.
We had multiple crazy battles, especially the battle near midway of the race, a little bit before midway. It was like a 7 car battle.
We also
It
had
was just,
we also had the T-bone, right? I
yeah, that
mean,
was the Ralph Aaron
that was
incident.
unbelievable. Just you're just not going to call caution.
Here's what basically there was a caution flag out. That post in that sector had it out. The issue was the post in the incident were about 10 feet away from each other and it going into a blind corner.
Mm,
I don't think the post ahead of them knew that it happened soon enough for them to go out and wave yellow flags. So by the time all the cars came down, it was too late. And it's kind of crazy that we're saying, "Oh, that's the worst incident," and it could have been significantly worse because only 2 cars were involved.
yeah.
And another crazy thing is that it was neither of their faults. Now, the Porsche did hit the wall earlier in that lap, which caused it to be so slow, but then he got tapped by that pack that was passed by the pass by group.
Yeah.
He got tapped from behind because he was going too slow, and then, as we know, the incident as it happened. Ralph
I mean,
Aaron crawling out of the car was pretty brutal sight.
that was
You definitely
unbelievable. I
don't
mean,
think you've seen anything like that.
not really, no. And I've seen like some crazy IndyCar. I've seen some crazy stock car crashes, but no, like that car like blew up. Maybe not like in like a fire explosion sense, but um
Impact.
impact, just impact wise, in a blind spot too. I mean, that's how, like, obviously I know Bathurst, like I've raced it and like GT Sport, like I know how difficult that track is, right? And I know that if you see something ahead of you, like sorry, you might not always see something ahead of you,
No, you
but
won't. It's
but
a
you,
lot faster than
it's
most
a
people
lot
think going
faster.
down the hill.
Yeah, going
Because
down
they
the
were
hill.
going fourth gear in that section in which the incident happened.
Yeah, and it's a right-hander, and you have the wall right there. It's like you're not seeing anything. Like it's and but yeah, seeing him crawl across the track to lay on his back in the grass, that was honestly a little horrifying.
It
I was like,
was
I thought he was very, very hurt. Uh,
he
I'm s-
he
I'm I'm so grateful everyone walked away okay-ish.
he had deep two fractures in his back. Is what happened,
Yeah.
and the G force was reported 27 on impact.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was, and it's also a shame because they were running in the lead for quite a while during the race, and it was the initial D anniversary car. I think they were celebrating 30 years of Initial D, and it was an
Yeah.
official Initial D livery. So
It was
it was a shame
beautiful.
for them.
That car looked so good. That was
Yes,
It looked incredible. Like I love the way I love it when people incorporate like anniversary, like that kind of stuff. Maybe something like, callbacks, like NASCAR when they did like the throwback races at Darlington. That's a fun time. But yeah, like that was probably one of the best looking cars I've seen in a minute.
it was
It was
great looking
beautiful.
grid too.
It was an incredible
You
looking
had the
grid.
BMW art grid, art car. You had
Yeah.
Valentino's car. A lot of the
Uh,
Mercedes looked really nice. The Porsches. It was a great looking grid. Now, one thing I do want to ask your opinion on is, even though you lost the Ford early in the race, and then the Pro Corvette went out with
yep.
just the suspension failure. I know that you were more than likely impressed by, especially the Corvette's leading pace, even though it was their debut, and even though Ford missed out because of a kangaroo of all things. They qualified eighth to start the race. This was Ford's and Corvette's first time at the mountain, and they at one point eighth place to qualify for Ford and leading pace for the Pro Corvette. Obviously, next year they're bringing more cars,
I mean, I
bringing
think
more
that's fair to
cars.
say. I think that's fair to say. Uh, yeah, the Corvette when I was watching, the Corvette was in the lead for a good chunk, and it felt like they always had a good run going. Like, the group ahead were, maybe be fighting, heading into the chase, heading into the pit straight, and this Corvette's just coming out of nowhere in the room. You get American Muscle just running right past them,
The
and
broom,
it's beautiful. It's beautiful, man. But that I will say, uh, German power showed up that race.
yeah, eight. The top eight were all German
Yeah, I mean,
manufacturers.
just the top four. I mean, you had four different German manufacturers up there. You had your Mercedes, you had your Porsche,
Porsche,
BMW, and then Audi
BMW.
finish fourth. Yeah, um, this. I mean, obviously dominated by the Germans. Uh, but I do think the Americans, I mean, even Ford, you have to think like, yeah, like it might get ended
They're
by a
bringing more
kangaroo.
cars.
They're going to bring another car, maybe
They
two
already
next
said
year.
like, yeah, we're bringing more cars.
Yeah.
I
And
I think Chevy also has the same sentiment. We're bringing more cars.
yeah, absolutely. And I also think something that helps is it had record turnout. I think record people turned in to watch. Like, I mean, that event and that sport getting so much more popular. I mean, there's no reason not to bring more cars, get more visibility, get a couple sponsors. I mean, I would love to see that again next year.
Yeah, I hope you do watch because next year it may be a GT3 only race. So
Yeah.
we can see just straight GT3 cars and more GT3 cars. And obviously, with Toyota coming out with the GRGT, I'd expect that to be making its debut at the Mountain.
Oh my gosh, man.
I'd love that, especially hearing that next to the Mustang and the Mercedes, just a big, naturally aspirated V
You're
front
sweet
engine
talking
V8.
me right now, man. You're sweet talking me. It's gonna be that's fun. And again, I'm relatively new to the endurance race, GT race side of stuff, but I'm super intrigued by that. I definitely will be watching more. It's a obviously a different kind of racing to what I'm used to watching here. It just feels like these car there's just not a whole lot of dirty air coming off these cars, and yet they're light and nimble enough to like actually maneuver. So like it's way different from like a stock car on a road course per se, because those stock cars, they're so big, they're so heavy, they're not very aerodynamically efficient.
Different tires,
Different
different brakes.
tires. I mean, and obviously watching IndyCar, it's on a road course. It's pretty similar to like F1, which everyone watches, um, except the push to pass system. But obviously now F1's changed theirs.
With the
Um,
overtake.
but different kind of racing, and man, I love it. It's a lot of fun. I'm definitely excited to watch more of it.
I do want to congratulate the Triple Eight team and the Triple M's for winning their race. All three of them got their first race win. I I'd love to have the list here, but I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna guess. Mikel Grenier, I believe, was one,
Yep,
and I'm going. Maxim was it Maximilian
Ingle.
Marl Engel? That's weird that he hasn't won one because he's always been fast up the mountain. He's always been fast there. He had the lap record before it was broke this year by Cam
Mhm.
Waters.
And then Martin is the last one, I think, in that car.
Oh, Maxi Martin.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah.
So the grid. Another thing to say, grid. You had premier supercar talents. You had premier sports car talents from all over the world coming to that race. It's only going to get better. It's only going to grow. As you said, record crowd. I believe it was over 55,000 people there at the race.
It's a lot of people out there in rural Australia, huh?
Yes. So this is only the beginning for sports car this year. So I do hope you tune in more to a lot of these races because it's going to be very fun. And I do think you'll also like how physical driving is in this series. Especially the onboards are amazing. I really want to point out the Lamborghini Huracan, the '93 Huracan. When you watch the onboard of that car, the sound and the way he had to throw that thing around, up and down the mountain was just beautiful.
I
It
love me a
was
good
beautiful.
I love me a good onboard. I mean, and a Lamborghini nonetheless. I mean, that's oh, I mean that car already sounds so beautiful, and get all the vibration, you get like the feel. I mean, there's nothing like a Lamborghini or a GT car for that matter. I mean, it's awesome, awesome, awesome,
It
awesome.
is a shame we will. It's a shame that the V10, the Audi, and the Huracan will be replaced as the Temerario will be debuting at Sebring in 3 weeks, I believe.
Couple of
Yes,
weeks. Yep.
Sebring, and then you have the Temerarios in GT World Challenge Europe. So I'm gonna miss that V10, man. It's one of the
Quick,
best.
quick shout out. Not that you mentioned Sebring. Bill Elliott, the fastest NASCAR driver ever, won a race at Sebring this past week, and he's 70 years old.
The historical race,
I think so. Yeah,
that's dope.
70 years old,
That's
and he won.
dope.
Oh, Unk still got it.
Um, Gramps, Gramps still got it. What you mean, Unk? That's
I
past
mean,
Unk
oh my
stage.
gosh, man.
That's
Mm.
Gramps stage.
Yeah, just awesome, awesome stuff. Love seeing legends come back to the sport. But moving on, last series we want to talk about today, F1. You had some preseason testing. You got first race in Australia, also in Australia, coming up here a couple of weeks. Yen, where do you think the starting grid's facing off to be? Who do you have top car right now? Do you got Mercedes? Got Ferrari? Someone else? What do you think?
I have to say, this early, Ferrari has shown me I'm on the bandwagon. Yep.
Yeah,
I've been put on the depression cart. Ferraris look really, really good, and I think they've been super innovative with obviously their rear wing and the 180-degree active aero creates lift for the car, makes the rear of the car lighter. It creates less drag since you're producing lift. It's an
right.
airplane basic. It's an airplane wing basically. So you're producing lift. You're making the rear of the car lighter. You're making the car go faster in a straight line. Adding onto that, into braking, it acts as it comes back into position. It acts as a brake for a split second or so. But that split second is super important. And from thing we saw, Hamilton was making 3/10 under braking comparison to the rest of the field.
Yeah. And this
Three
is
tenths.
also, yeah, this is also at a track at like Bahrain where heavy braking, late braking is like critical to having a good lap. I mean, obviously we're talking like turn one, talking turn four, talking about the sequence of like nine, 10, like even turn eight. Like, yeah, like you need a lot of heavy braking, you need light braking. And that, man, that team made up so much time. And don't even get me started about their engine too. Just coming out of the blocks when the lights going out. I don't know if you've seen the videos yet, but
I've seen the videos.
oh my gosh. Uh, that car might not even need qualifying because that's how fast that is off the line. That is unbelievable. I've never seen anything like that.
I will have to say that those gaps will most definitely come down come Australia. Well, I do think they will still have a clear advantage, just it's not going to be, oh, Hamilton's halfway down. Hamilton's already braking at the first corner while everybody's still gearing up. No, we're not going to see that. But I do think they will have a clear advantage in terms of race starts. And the warm up procedure and their start procedure is significantly shorter compared to the rest of the team grids. So Ferrari powered cars will have that advantage early in the season, though they still don't have the best motor.
Yeah.
Will be reliable, they will be powerful, but that Mercedes engine is unreal. Though the compression, they are going to be making changes in terms of compression ratio, testing
Yeah.
that. So typically it was only done basically motors cold. But Mercedes found a trick in which, well, as long as our compression ratio is within the cold, within the boundaries of what it's supposed to be in the cold, it's not like we test hot compression ratio, so we can get a better compression ratio. Engine's warmed up and hotter, and that gives more power to the car. And they've had a stupidly powerful motor.
Yeah.
They've had the
Ridiculous.
best motor, though we don't know if it will stay like that as of now.
Yeah. I mean, Mercedes just once again proven why they have historically been the most dominant team, at least in recent years, right? I mean, just early adapters to system like the MGKH, the MGKU, uh, like sorry, wait, no, the MGK, MG. You know what I'm trying to say, like the kinetic components, right?
The MGUK, I think they're getting rid
MG,
of that. I think that's what they
MGUK,
got rid
right?
of.
Yeah, and the MGUH, right? the heat and then the kinetic. But obviously, they were the ones when that first came, like in the hybrid era, they were the first early adapters, right? And they dominated. They were light years ahead of everybody else. And obviously, shocker, new regulations with the engine. Mercedes also still up top. Uh,
So
no shock there. Uh, Obviously, the Germans do a pretty good job when it comes to getting their cars ready for when changes happen. Um, but want to talk a little bit about newest addition to the grid, Cadillac. Finally, a true American team. None of that Haas,
Haas fans have
DS.
gotta be like, man,
Like,
we've been come on.
yes, Haas is a American team, but they're not. Like, let's really face it. Like, the only thing.
Let's try and ignore their who so damn bad that I'm supposed to remember him, but I forgot.
Gunther Steiner, the
No,
principal,
no, 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 not Steiner. Steiner was fine. I'm talking about the driver. Damn, what is his name? I had it and then I lost it.
the Russian, right?
Yes, let's not talk about those years and those
Oh
sponsorship
yeah,
years,
yeah,
cause
yeah,
ugh,
yeah. Where they have the Russian logo, like the Russian flag, openly on the wing of the car. Like, yeah, like
technically,
let's,
technically.
yeah, like yeah, on the
Now
front
they're
wing.
Toyota.
Now the Toyota, yeah. So Toyota, uh, I, I mean, hey, clearly there to come back to Honda, coming back, I guess, for the billionth time, because Honda can't make up their mind. Honda working closely with Aston Martin, and there seems to be blood in the water with them. Uh,
I think the
Troubles
water
with the
is blood
engine.
at this point.
That I mean, and the gearbox. I mean, what gear did Stroll reach again on that incident again?
60th. And they finally hit 13,000 RPMs.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's ridiculous. You hit 13,000 RPM. Oh my God, it explodes. Like you can't have that. This is a Formula
No.
One team. You like this is that is unacceptable. Not the start that Adrian Newey wants for Aston Martin, especially now that Lawrence Stroll is throwing millions and millions of dollars at them. Uh, not a fun space to be right now.
So, one thing I want to start getting into is where do we think they will be putting up in terms of Australia? A grid will be set.
I mean, we were talking about this a little bit earlier, but uh, were like you think they might not even finish the race, and
There
sitting
are
on it,
worries.
yeah, there are worries. I mean, I think if you run 7 laps and call that your practice program, I think that's cause for concern also. Um, I mean, I hope that issue can be resolved because I don't want a car going out there on a track that's going to be deemed unsafe, right? I mean, if you're obviously under speed, if you obviously can't keep up, like you just become a hazard. And obviously, I don't want that. I hope they can finish the race, just do it in a safe manner. I don't know if the the more I think about it, though, the more I really come to the conclusion. I don't think they will. I think they're going to have to retire the car at some point.
Uh, I know that they're bringing about 6 to 8 upgrades going into this week, going into Australia. So it could be super different, though, as of what we've seen and as of what we've been giving data wise and just visually. Them finishing a race could be a genuine issue, especially them finishing a race can be a genuine issue, though I do want to say don't be surprised if they've got things fixed.
Yeah,
I know that you've said it'd be pretty surprising for them to get all these issues fixed within two something weeks,
a
but
couple of weeks, month, maybe. Yeah,
the best time to have these issues is during testing, so that you're given time to just work out the bugs, work out the gremlins. But as of right now, I'd have to say they are the 11th team for me. I'd
Yeah,
say they're probably 11th team for you.
yeah,
Bringing us
definitely the
to
11th team.
mine, I have a different split of groups comparative to you. I say I have my top four. I have my upper midfield, which is three teams,
Okay.
so that's seven.
Yep.
Then I'd have to say my lower midfield is two teams, and then my bottom feeders are three
Okay.
teams.
So I'm trying to guess these categories here. So obviously your bottom two teams, probably Cadillac and obviously we mentioned Aston Martin. Um, I agree with you completely. Cadillac has the most wind tunnel time. They have the most time in the simulator, but I mean, it's your first time trying to figure this out. It's not always pretty. It's usually ugly at times. I also don't think we have a Braun GP situation on our hands. Just looking
No,
at the testing data.
that was basically a factory Honda program with a Mercedes engine.
Right. Yeah.
It
Nope.
literally just was.
Perfect combo.
So
Perfect combo and great job in the rules. Right.
they do have a great driver lineup with Checo and Valtteri.
Yeah.
They have one of the four or five teams where both drivers have a win.
Hmm.
So
Def
I just their brand
huge
new team,
advantage.
even with as talented as a driver lineup as they have, they're brand new. I'd have to put them above Aston Martin because they have the Ferrari motor. I know for a fact they will at least finish the race, even if they're off pace. But that's all you could hope for as a brand new team in your first race.
Yeah.
Though my third team in that group, I'm going to add Audi into that as well. Now, you may be thinking they look quite good in testing, which they did. They are also a new team, even if they are just taking over the Sauber program, and they are one of the teams with a brand new motor. They are the brand new engine manufacturer. This is going to be their first race. What's going to happen with that car under race conditions, under race stress? As of right
Yeah.
now, I'd have to put them at nine because they've looked better pace wise in testing. I they're just new.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. They're new.
Yeah.
So I want to know what your bottom teams are, and if it is three, two, or just Aston Martin
I
in oblivion.
I I have a little bit more faith in Audi than you. I think the test numbers look pretty promising. At least for them. I think it's a difference between I think there's a slight difference between being a new team and a team that just has a new motor. Yeah, you're
This is
building
a
it for
whole
the
new
first
car
time.
too,
I mean, yeah,
since it's
it
new
is kind of a new
regs,
car, but it's obviously they had something to build off of in the past,
taking
right?
over the Sauber program.
Right, right. Um, so you have something to stand on, right? Which is why I have them slightly better. Like I have them in the next category, I guess. My bottom two are just going to be Cadillac and Aston Martin. I think those are two. I think anybody in their right mind would agree on that. Uh, I do. I very much like that Cadillac lineup, though. Um, I mean, and also like there's a certain hungerness to them. Like these are two guys that really have been overshadowed their entire careers by. I mean, well, Checo in the case was like the guy at Force India, Racing Point, but like when he finally got to the top team, like Red Bull, he's being
He did great
overshadowed,
early.
right?
He did
He,
do great early.
he did great early, but then he gets overshadowed,
Then
right?
the Red Bull
Right.
problems that all started
And then
off.
Valtteri also just kind of overlooked, right? Race winner was like for about half a year went toe to toe with Lewis, right? But one of the all time greatest drivers ever, right? Went toe to toe. Now, obviously, We all know who ended up winning. Asked to play second fiddle a little bit. I think there's going to be a certain hunger to these guys saying, hey, if we get a good car out there, there's no way to prove that we shouldn't belong in this conversation here. So give it a couple years. Maybe Cadillac will figure it out. But brand new team, tough. It's very tough starting out.
You also gotta remember another thing. GM's making their still developing their motor, and that will be
Mhm.
in the car 2028, I believe.
Couple of years. Yep. Yep.
So for now, they'll be running Ferrari motor, but they will have their own engine, and that could either be a great thing, or it could be, or it could end
Yeah.
up in a pretty bad situation. Though being able to have your own motor and do whatever you want with it will be a positive. So I want to know your second group.
So my second group, I think I said this yesterday. Correct me if I'm going back on it, but I have Audi. And then I have, I think it was, did I have Alpine in this category? I think
You had Alpine in the upper
I had
mid
Alpine in the upper. It was Audi. I
racing
didn't
bulls,
have
I think you
Williams in
said.
this category, did I?
No, I think you
No.
said Alpine.
I
Audi,
said,
Racing Bulls,
yeah,
Haas,
Audi Racing
and
Bulls Haas. Yep. I think that was it.
someone. Oh no. Yeah, I think
I think that was it.
that was it.
Yeah. Um, I have Racing Bulls at the top of this group. I just like their driver lineup more.
Even with
Um,
the rookie,
Racing Bulls, yeah,
yes,
yeah,
with Limbad.
yeah. I like the driver lineup more. Um, but I do think Alpine is quite promising. You have Pierre Gasly. I've always been a Pierre Gasly guy. Um, I enjoy watching him. I always root for Pierre whenever possible. Um, so I think they're going to do good things. The car doesn't seem to be that bad at all. And then Haas just, you know, they had a large degree of improvement over the past year or so. Obviously, different car. It's a smaller car. It's lighter, active aero, different, engine regs. But I do think this team is I'm confident enough in this team to place them in this pack, and I think they can do pretty good stuff there. I don't know who you have for your lower midfield pack. You there?
Yeah, you was cutting out a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bit.
yeah. You're also cutting out.
My damn. So want to say my lower midfield is. I want to say my lower midfield is Audi, Racing Bulls, and then I'm gonna put Williams. Wait, no, why did I say Audi? I meant Racing Bulls, Williams, and then
Haas
I feel like we are missing a team. No, I have Haas quite
upper
a bit ahead.
midfield. Okay.
Yeah, we're missing a team. I'm gonna be so disappointed if we are, because it just feels like there's someone missing. So one second.
It's hard to remember 11 names. It's very hard.
11 teams.
Yeah, it's hard. You'll love
No,
NASCAR.
we're not missing anyone, so
Okay.
that's great. But yes, I would say Williams and Racing Bulls would probably be my lower midfield. Given that one for Racing Bulls, I do trust Liam Lawson a lot more after how well he performed last season. Though you do have the only rookie on the grid with Arvid Limbad, and you also have the brand new Red Bull Ford powertrain. So
Yep.
that's going to be something to watch during the season, during next
Mhm.
weekend. And then for Williams, they had a very slow start this offseason. it was a pretty rough start this offseason. They didn't have a car at Barcelona. They were overweight. So even though I trust this lineup, it's probably the best lineup in the midfield.
Yeah,
You got to
it's. I
worry
think it's
about
the most
where the
underrated.
William.
I think it's the most underrated lineup. Period. Period.
Yeah, it might be. Period. Well, my other team I think might have the most underrated. I think the team a different team has it.
Okay.
But yes, Carr I think is going to be a step behind early, though I do think they will very clearly change it later during the season, and they will be fighting. I think they'll be
Yep.
fighting for podiums as they were late last year.
Yep. I
So I
agree.
want to also get into my upper midfield teams being Alpine and Haas. I do think those two cars will be fighting for best of the rest, mainly because their engines are going to be a big deal. But Alpine's been super impressive in terms of their chassis and their aero, a lot better than what it was last year. I think they took a step in the right direction. Even if they do have the more powerful, better performance motor, I think Haas will be the fastest midfield team. And my main thing is that they have the better driver lineup overall. I trust Ollie Behrman more so than Franco Colapinto. This is Franco's first time racing in the first half of the year. He has a season's worth of starts. He just has not raced full season
Sure.
technically. So
Sure.
he's this is going to be his one. I think this is going to be his first time here in an F1 car at Australia. These early circuits, he's not going to have as much experience, whereas Ollie and Ocon have that experience. Even if Ollie's only a rookie, only going to be in the second year, he was super impressive late down. He was super impressive his whole entire rookie year. So I'm gonna give the nod to Haas mainly due to it having the strong driver lineup.
That's 100% fair. I mean, I agree with you. I think also had Alpine in the top category. Right? Did I? No, I
I
had
believe you
Alpine in the
said
bottom, in the lower
Alpine
midfield.
over
I had Alpine
Haas.
in the lower midfield. That's right. I had what that leaves me with Williams, and that leaves me with Haas. Right?
Yes, I believe
Yeah,
so.
sounds about right. I still like that a whole lot. Uh, I think if you I think in a world there's a world out there where you could replace Haas, Alpine, and Williams, and you could like I think they're going to be fighting a whole lot this year. I just have
Yes.
a weird feeling about that. Again, I just like this Williams lineup way too much uh, for my own good, even. So again, they might struggle early, and that's fine. But I do think again later on the year, I mean, I think James Vowles has this team figured out. I think he knows what can drive them. You get a great driver lineup. You have a good technical director. I think this could be we could be seeing the steady rise back of Williams to stardom. I don't know if they're good enough to compete with the best teams, obviously,
Yeah.
but I do think, hey, this could be a promising step in the right direction. Again, especially consider in recent memory, they were easily the worst team by far. You know, um, I also think it's funny the last time they showed up to Barcelona with no car, they had George Russell driving the car. So kind of a little throwback at that
And they had
incident
that
back
when they
there.
had to change the main title sponsor.
Yep, you got
I
it.
don't think we got. Yeah, we didn't get the toothpaste car during the season.
No, we didn't. We did not get the toothpaste car. Um, but yeah, I think we're all going to agree on the top four. I think there's no surprises there.
The
But I
order I
think
think will be different.
the order I think is going to be very different. So I'll start number four for me. I think it's McLaren. I have my reasons. I think McLaren's have a good car, but I just I don't know if they really have the aero of this car really nailed down. What's your number four?
I'd have to say Red Bull,
Okay.
mainly due to the same thing I said about the Racing Bulls. It's a brand new motor. It looked great during testing. Still a brand new motor. It's the first
Yep.
time it's going to be racing. So obviously they do have the best driver in the world in Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
If they don't finish the race, it won't matter. And I trust Isaac Hajar a lot. I think he's
Yeah.
going to get a win. I do believe he will win a race this season. So, and when we say, "Oh, they're the fourth best team," we mean by like like hundredths. we
Yeah.
mean I mean this is
Maybe by
very
hundreds.
close. This is
Maybe
very
by
close between
hundreds.
the top four.
Yep.
It's
Maybe
anyone's
by
game within the
hundreds.
top four, and I have to say McLaren would be three. Mercedes Motors proven to be reliable. It's proven
True.
to be the most powerful, and it's a tried and true engine. And so, what would your
Number three,
Red Bull?
Red Bull. Uh Again, you can never ever count out Max Verstappen. He did it last year. He's gonna
Damn
do it
near,
again this year.
damn near.
You can never count out Max Verstappen. Even even when the chips are down and the car maybe isn't as good, never count him out. This may not be the I mean this is maybe an okay Red Bull car relative to the grid, right? This is like relative to where they're supposed to be, right?
Might be the best looking though.
Might be the best looking, right? But in terms of performance, maybe about average of where Red Bull is supposed to be. Never count out Max. This guy's going to turn out, have a couple race wins this year, maybe maybe more than a few. And man, I love uh, Isaac Hadjar driving in that second seat. I mean, I think this solves a lot of the problems that Red Bull have been experiencing. I think there's I think there's something that needs to be stated that hey, at Isaac, Max is still our number one guy, but I do think Isaac, if given a halfway decent opportunity, which he can definitely get at Red Bull, just go light the world on fire. And you're definitely going to get better results out of him than with Yuki in the car. Sorry, Yuki. I hate saying it, but I
I
mean,
it really wasn't his fault. I still can't say it was his fault. Him and Liam.
yeah,
I
and
think
Liam a little bit.
operational wise, they are significantly better. I think
Yeah.
their new team principal is significantly more
Yeah.
respectful than Christopher Horner. You have the at the with gosh Marco Helmet on.
Hmm.
I think overall the vibes in the garage is going to be significantly better, and it will just be much more operationally sound, a
Completely
lot
agree.
less drama,
Completely agree.
which I think the McLaren garage is going to have this season, especially given the ending of last year. And I know social media shouldn't really be important, but it is when you go look online.
Papaya
People
rules.
make it seem like there's so much tension, but I do think Lando and Oscar are a lot closer and a lot more friendlier than people want them to be. I personally
Papaya
like them being
rules.
friends. I personally
Yeah.
like them being friendly
You.
because you want to have two world champion level drivers on the same team
Yep.
for as long as possible.
Yep.
I think that's amazing.
I think the papaya rules bit is pretty funny, but it's also true. Like that happened. Like let's not mince words about it. Definitely Lando. Definitely glad Lando got his flowers. I think Oscar's time is coming. Maybe it is with McLaren. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Um, but I will say these two teams are good, McLaren and Red Bull. but I think they pale in comparison to the two Goliaths that might be fighting for the title, Mercedes and Ferrari. Who do you think's taking the title?
I can't say title yet. I want to see them race at least once before I start talking about, oh yeah, they're gonna win the title. I gotta see them race at least, but I do think it's Mercedes, and I do think Ferrari will be the best at Australia at Melbourne to start off the
Yeah,
season.
yeah,
I'd still, I wouldn't say there's a gap between those two and then McLaren and Red Bull. I think those four together
yeah,
make up the top four. I believe all four of them will be the contenders.
yeah. I think all four cars are capable of getting wins, but I do
They
think
all
in
will win.
yeah, I think so. But I think in terms of like who's going to be the most consistent over the course of this year, I have my eggs in a basket of Ferrari. I I I can't help but think, hey, they figured it out. They actually did it. Like huzzah, right? It's supposed to go crazy, right? I mean, the we will shower Monza in shades of red, but
Hopefully they
um,
win there so we can see it.
yeah, but I think this is the year. I think they finally get over the hump this year. Um, I mean, you have two incredible drivers. You have seven or 8-time world champion, depending on how
Depending
you
on who
view him,
you ask.
depending on who you ask. Lewis Hamilton, and then you have Charles Leclerc, who has been waiting for so long to just sniff a chance. I think he's
We've
going to
been
get it
waiting
this
since
year.
2022.
I think he's going to get it this year. I think he's going to. I think he has the best car. I think Ferrari had this in the bag. Yes, I do think.
Okay,
I,
let's not say that yet. Let's not say the
I think
bag
they
yet,
got it.
cause
I think they got it. I'm wearing red. I'm wearing the red. Come on. Um.
you're
Okay.
gonna
Maybe
jinx them.
maybe not be. Maybe it's not in the bag, but I do think that they're the top ranked team to start the year at least for me. Um. I think Mercedes are right there though. It's very close. Also, very talented lineup. George Russell, the Iceman, as I say.
He's hungry
Um,
as one. He's hungry for one.
yeah, and then obviously Kemi learned a lot last year. Antonelli. So I think that I think when you come to betting odds, for me, I think these are the two favorites. I think you could have uh, Red Bull. I think you could have McLaren. I mean, they're kind of like, in the running, and then there's everybody else. But these two are the I think a lot of money's going to be on them this year. I have my money on Ferrari, at least for the time being. But what do you think?
As I said, I'm not making any guarantees, and I want to see them on the track first before we start talking championships. But I also agree with you. I think Ferrari's going to start off the season being the best team. And don't be surprised if Lewis Hamilton is back in form, because this is no longer ground effect era. He did get his 2 wins at Mercedes before leaving for Ferrari, but we're back to flat boards. We're back to harsh boards. We're back to his element.
Yeah,
I do think Lewis Hamilton will take a significant step up comparative to last season, where he unfortunately couldn't get a podium. He did have the sprint win though, so that I'm
yeah,
counting that.
he had a sprint win.
I'm
Win's
counting
a
the
win.
China sprint win. But Ferrari, I do hope, I for their fans, I do hope this is a super strong season. And as a Hamilton fan,
Yeah,
let's get 8. Let's get 8.
I I want Hamilton to succeed very bad. I mean, it's a little funny. Uh, I really liked Lewis Hamilton when I first started watching F1. And then now Lewis Hamilton is a part-time owner of my favorite football
Favorite
team.
football team.
So it's like hard not to like root for Mercedes now, right? Even though
You mean
I have
Ferrari?
not Red Bull, I meant Ferrari.
You
Sorry.
said three different teams.
I'm thinking about the red. I'm thinking about the red. Okay. I have a Max Verstappen hat. I have a Mercedes Lego. I also have a Ferrari Lego right here. Ferrari F40. Just built this
All
the
right.
other day. It's pretty sweet.
I haven't built it yet, but if we're talking about Ferrari Lego, let me clear the like six Matchbox somehow.
Man, that's
I haven't
incredible.
built it, but I do got this.
Yeah, that's fun. I think Ferrari. I think with I think it's really funny that Lewis owns part of my favorite football team now, which is hilarious. So that kind of the fact that makes me a Ferrari fan, even though I have been rooting for Red Bull, but I'm a GM guy, I'm not a Ford guy. So now that
He's all
Red
in on
Bull's,
Cadillac,
so now I'm all in on Cadillac, and now I'm ditching my Red Bull loyalty, but it's
all
also
over the
like,
place.
ugh, like I'm all over the
Verstappen.
place now. I just love the sport. It's awesome. I love F1. I'm super excited. Melbourne's coming up a couple of weeks. It's going to be a fun one. Back to the traditional season opener. Go to Bahrain after that, and then get going rest of the year. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be fun. Any final closing words from you, Ian? Anything? Got anything?
I all I have to say is thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. And thank you for not botching the intro like I did at the beginning.
You
So
know,
I want to thank you for
we
your time.
we can leave in the. I mean, you're the one doing the editing. We can leave in those botches. I think it'll be very fun. It'll
May
be like we can do like a
maybe
little gag reel at the end, you know. Like it's like I'm like, yeah, like I'll take care of it. Like don't worry about it. Like I got it.
I, I'll work on it. I will make sure to work on it.
It's
But
all good,
this
dude.
weekend we have IndyCar returning. We have third race of NASCAR. We have some dirt bikes today. I'm probably gonna watch that replay. And then
Hmm.
there was some IMSA sports car VP
Yep,
Racing Sports Car Challenge. That name, bro. I
that's a
gotta go
name.
rewatch that. And then also MotoGP.
Yeah,
I haven't really super followed the week this weekend, but MotoGP. I, if I want to watch the race, I gotta stay up at 3 a.m. And
yeah, I know.
we definitely love to talk about some MotoGP on here when we have the chance. But next weekend, obviously F1 season opener, and then there's going to be some sports car, I believe.
Hmm.
Thought there was this weekend, but the app had it wrong. Next weekend, I do believe GT World Challenge Asia will be starting.
Yep.
Motorsports season is full
Full
swing
swing,
in March. We
full
have the
swing, baby.
return of F1, Indy, all the SRO series. We got WC coming up back. So we're going to be talking about all of that in future episodes. Thank you for watching. And that is me, Yin, and Jack signing off.
Yes, sir. See you later.